LTTV, Blunt Talk with LT, back at it with another video. All right, so it's Tory Lanez trial day number 6. We have details from Milagro Grams and the lawyer that's been covering this, Workers for Lawyers, or whatever the brand is called. He was associated with Vlad and No Jumper. We have his comments from what happened, but this is day 5. We got to cover everything in chronological order. So hold on, y'all. We got to react to what was said here. There's a lot of things that were said in day 5 that are important and crucial to the analysis of day 6. So let's get into this. You have Kelsey's testimony, amongst other things.
Before you get online.
It's on it. Is that cute?
Do you like it? Let me turn the brightness on.
I'll come from this side. Professor Gerson as hell. Oh!
No? No? Okay.
That is everything.
Okay.
All right. My face look greasy. Oh, okay. Child, don't. They're gonna be all on Instagram. No, look. That's how y'all caught me slipping. I need to see. All right, you guys. Y'all see the makeup all on my collar? Hey, you guys. I cannot wait to get in and to have a conversation with you guys. I'm sorry, ma'am. To have a conversation with you guys about what took place today. But today was another day where I personally feel like, are we doing all right, baby? Not too far up. Not too far up. Look who I ran into.
Who is that?
Oh, we giving duality.
Oh, it's giving black and white, baby.
It's giving black and white.
Uh-oh, you got the girls on.
So when y'all be mad, when we do something, just be mad about it. I don't have time to.
This is about to be a legendary day.
Who's fighting over here?
What they saying? Listen.
Okay.
This case is the case.
It is.
But it's having me go back and forth.
And that's the thing. It's so exciting. It's so exciting to not know what's going on, how you feel. People can change by the minute. There are people that feel like, oh no, I feel like this. Until you get in there and hear some more shit. And you get into it. Hold on.
We outside.
He was taking pictures. So, today was a big day for guns, DNA, whoop-de-whoop, la-da-dee-la-da-da. And what was concluded was they never tested or attempted to test Kelsey for a gunshot for DNA on that weapon. Let me say this one more time because I stumbled over that a little bit. They had no fucking testing done on Kelsey for DNA on the weapon and didn't even request to get DNA from Kelsey for that weapon. So when we're talking about people doing what they're supposed to do and being thorough, the LAPD was not thorough. That is a fact. They, under no circumstances, got it or tried to get it. They had 4 contributors, and a female was one of the contributors to the weapon. That is a fact. They could not pin that on Tory. Tory's DNA was nowhere on the magazine. Tory's DNA was inconclusive when it came to the gun itself. There were 4 contributors to the gun. That's not to confuse it with the 4 each, the 4 on the magazine, 4 on the gun being the same 4 people. It could be 8 different people. What was something else? What was something else that I would even comment on right now before we really get into it? No gun. Hold on, I'm getting a little distracted by they running their mouth. What else besides the gun? Because that's the big thing. His DNA wasn't. Oh. This is exactly what I want to tell you. They said where the bullet casings were found. Wouldn't you deduce that someone fired a weapon in this general area? I could not say for certain, not 100% certain, but yeah, they would have pretty much fired that weapon in that general area. If y'all could see the photograph of where the shell casings were found, they were not in the middle of the street by the car. So per where these shell casings are found, these stories ain't adding up. Also, if they asked the experts, if Tory, who is presumed to be the one who got this gun and shot the gun 5 times, if that is what he had did, and then he got in the car, put the gun in the car, wouldn't you expect his DNA to be on now? And mind you how fast the police pulled them over. Had no motherfucking time to do anything else. He said, yes, I would expect his DNA to be on there if he was the one that had, in fact, just fired that gun 5 times, and they could not prove that. What else? I got my notes for you, but bitch, it's another day where niggas is going home, okay? That's what's gonna happen. So let me see what we finna go drink at or something. And I'm gonna talk to y'all. We're gonna get it. I'm gonna get into it. But yeah, it's giving innocent today. It's giving innocent again, and it's gonna give innocent again on Monday and then Tuesday. And yeah, it was giving innocent. And these people have no concrete proof to nail him to any proverbial cross. You know I'm gonna tell you the real. We got the notebook. They playing their games, but I'm gonna tell you. Okay? Bye.
Kelsey is done testifying. We're on a 15-minute break. This has to be quick. The key moment of her testimony, I think, has to come down to when the defense attorney elicited testimony from her suggesting that there was a physical altercation between her and Meg. Kelsey seemed very hesitant answering these questions, like she didn't want to say. However, she then said, hey, we both got out of the car. You will remember Meg testified that Meg got out of the car. She does not know where Kelsey was. Kelsey was on the passenger side, and that she turned around and she saw Tory shooting at her. Kelsey testified that this part she remembers. She and Meg both got out of the car, and that there was a physical altercation. Kelsey described it as a bump. The defense attorney was like, really? You guys are super drunk? You just got into a yelling match with her over the fact that she was hooking up with Tory without you knowing. You also mentioned to her that this wasn't the first time she betrayed you like that. She had done it with one other guy. Interestingly, the defense had said it was Ben Simmons and DaBaby. Kelsey said, I only named one name. She didn't confirm if it was Ben Simmons or DaBaby. And the defense attorney's like, so after all that, you guys both get out of the car, and all that happened between the two of you was a bump. I'll tell you, I don't think anybody in the room believes that the only thing that happened between Meg and Kelsey that night as far as a physical altercation is a bump, especially not when the rest of the testimony confirmed that other than discussing how she's going to be moving out of the Airbnb that she was staying at with Meg and she's going to be going somewhere else, other than a brief communication about her living arrangement, the two of them have not spoken. They have not called each other on the phone. They have not met in person. They do not talk. I watched Kelsey Harris testify for 2 full days. I watched her struggle and hesitate and take abnormally long pauses when she did not want to answer questions. I watched her respond, oh, it was confusing, it was blurry, I don't know, I don't remember, when she didn't want to answer questions. I also saw her answer some questions in the morning session very confidently, very believably. But there was one question that she answered that when she gave the answer, I felt like I was seeing the real, authentic Kelsey Harris, a person I was having a conversation with at a coffee shop like a friend, not somebody testifying on the trial. The question was this. They asked her, did you hear someone yell, dance bitch? She said, now where did that come from? Those words that loom so large over this trial, the fact that the prosecution claims, Meg claims, that that Tory yelled, dance bitch, and pointed a gun at her. Kelsey Harris said, now where did that come from? She didn't just say, no, I didn't hear it. She said, where did that come from? And she said it in a very authentic manner, like she, for the life of her, cannot figure out where in the hell that came. After lunch, Kelsey got back on the stand. The defense attorney began his cross-examination. There was something called redirect examination by the
My bad, y'all. I'm on mute. All right, so the reason why she clearly reacted like that, because it was so flagrantly a lie that Meg made up randomly. Dance, bitch.
Stop the cap. Emotional damage.
Prosecutor, let me tell you exactly what happened. The defense attorney began by trying to introduce some sort of Rock Nation angle. I'm not sure where he was going with it. He asked Kelsey, isn't it true that weeks before this incident, Rock Nation was trying to sign Tory and the two of them had a falling out? Kelsey said she didn't know what they are talking about. We will see if...
I don't know why they would ask her a question about Rock Nation signing Tory like that has anything to do with Meg being shot, but...
Defense has other evidence and how this angle plays into their theory. Turning to the rest of her testimony in the...
Hold on, y'all. I don't even know if I was on mute when I was saying that. Yo, this shit's bugging out. It is what it is. Let's get it.
Afternoons, Kelsey did confirm that Meg was, she used the word irritated. She was in her feelings over the fact that Tory was flirting with Kylie Jenner. Kelsey also confirmed that EJ was there. They could have left with EJ. They did not have to leave with Tory's drivers. She confirmed that they did leave once. Meg said, I don't remember leaving once and coming back. Kelsey said, yeah, that happened. We left once. Meg was mad in the car that we had left Tory with Kylie, and then we went back because Meg said, oh, I need my slipper. We don't know if there was really a missing slipper. you can put that together yourself. She also confirmed that Meg did get out and sit at a bus stop in her bikini, and she's just sitting there, and it was Tory who went out there and coaxed her to come back in. Meg denied that. She said, "I don't recall that happening." Well, how do you not remember that? And yet you remember exactly who shot you. Okay, there was more. There was the confirmation that, yeah, we did get into an argument over men. That, yeah, Tory did say that he was hooking up with Meg, and that was the first time I heard that. And that did support for the final day of the first week of the Tory Lanez trial. The prosecution is expected to put on witnesses. They're going to play a whole tape of Kelsey's recorded interview with the police. I'm not sure how significant that's going to be. Here are the witnesses who I think will be significant. Now, I expect the prosecution to call the only sort of completely partial outside witness to this incident, and that is the resident of the home near where the gunshots went off. That individual said he heard things. He said he saw the muzzle go off when the woman was near the gun. He said he saw what appeared to be two women fighting. If the prosecution does not call this man as a witness and they leave it to the defense to call him, that tells me a lot that the prosecution is not putting on the truth. They're just putting on an extremely one-side version of the story. I expect them to call him. The other witness that's very interesting is the police officer, Detective Stogner, the lead investigator in this case. The prosecution is not calling him to testify because they're saying that he's on administrative leave. The defense is saying, wait a second, he's not on administrative leave. First you told me he's getting terminated. Now you're telling me he's on administrative leave. The defense is obviously building the case that this was a shoddy investigation, that we need to know about why this guy's not available, not testifying, why he was either fired or on administrative leave. Who is this guy and what did he do in this case? But let me tell you who I think the most important witness is. Oh no, wait. Why don't you go to my subs where I just did a video, IG subscriptions, telling you exactly who I think the most important witness.
My bad, y'all. I didn't know he did us like that. Pause.
Left it. All right, Friday morning session in the books at the Tory Lanez trial. Prosecutors played the recording from.
Once again, y'all, this is all the information from day 5. We are going to cover day 6 right after, but we gotta cover everything in chronological order so nobody misses out details or key details within the day 6 information that we're going to cover shortly. So
their interview with Kelsey back in September 2022. A lot of the jurors had heard a lot of that stuff before, but now they heard it on audio played on the courtroom speaker. Kelsey told the story. She gave a lot of details. You know, when you do a direct examination, you maybe don't go over all the details. When you sit down with police and they do your initial interview, they go over every single detail, and every single detail is on the recording. We got a lot of gossipy details, including that Odell Beckham Jr. was there at the party that night. Kylie Jenner at the front had up to 6 security guards checking people. A lot more. You can go my IG subscriptions. I give you all the gossip details. Let's get to the key part of the recording, and that's where Kelsey implicates Tory in the shooting and also makes statements about Tory putting out the idea that Kelsey denies taking any money, but she did acknowledge during the recorded testimony that statements were made to her that she could be paid. This was way back in 2020. As to the shooting, Kelsey said what prosecutors told the jury that she had told them before, which is that Tory was the shooter. They both got out of the car. Tory hopped into the front seat. He pulled a gun. He shot Megan.
Welcome everybody to Law and Crime Daily. I'm Jesse Weber. Some say she's a witness. Others say she's the shooter. Well, the woman whose testimony could be pivotal in an assault case involving A-list celebrities took the stand again on Thursday. Kelsey Harris arrived at an LA courthouse Thursday morning to continue her testimony about.
Now, I don't even know why this is in the recap. This is from Thursday. Who cares about Thursday? That's day 4, nigga.
The night rapper Megan Thee Stallion was shot in the foot. Harris, former best friend and assistant to Megan, was at a get-together at Kylie Jenner's house along with Megan and rapper Tory Lanez. There was an argument as the three were getting in a car to leave, and Megan got out, and she testified that she was walking away when Lanez told her to dance and shot toward her feet. Lanez says, though, he's innocent and that he's being set up. The judge isn't allowing any electronics in the courtroom, but the good news is Law and Crime senior reporter Megan Cuniff has been taking very detailed notes and bringing us what she saw and heard during testimony.
So she was testifying, but while she was testifying, she wanted to plead the fifth to when she was asked about Tory threatening to shoot her in the car before the car stopped and Megan got out and was shot. And she really didn't want to answer that question. She did confirm that Tory did threaten to shoot her, but when the prosecutor asked what he said, she asked if she could plead the fifth, and they said no, that she can't. And that was just really hard for her. You could tell she really struggled with saying anything incriminating about Tory or just trying to say anything about him in any way. But the prosecutor really, over a kind of painful couple hours, tried to kind of press her about the fact that she was very candid about this back in September in a recorded interview that, of course, they were able to play for the jury. And she sounds a lot more candid about the shooting, and she's talking about how she saw Tory doing the shooting. She wouldn't get into that on the stand.
Co-host, legal analyst, former trial attorney Terry Austin's here with me now. Terry, most people.
So she and Kelsey Harris in the interview with the prosecution back in September 14th, 2022, gave a bunch of details. Was naming Tory, was describing the incident, gave a bunch of details. Now on the stand, she's Johnny Tight-Lipped. She ain't saying nothing.
I've heard of pleading the fifth, but there is a lot more that goes into it than I just don't want to talk, right?
Well, exactly, Jesse. I mean, the Fifth Amendment provides the right to remain silent. It says, no person shall be compelled in any, quote, criminal case to be a witness against himself. But, like all laws, the Fifth Amendment is subject to interpretation by the courts, and the Supreme Court has expanded the right to remain silent to include interrogations, depositions, civil proceedings. So the setting doesn't affect the availability of the privilege as long as there is a threat of criminal liability. Now, Jesse, get this. That doesn't mean you can arbitrarily refuse to testify. The case law also states that the threat of future criminal prosecution must be, quote, reasonable and appreciable. So, in a trial setting, that means the judge will determine whether you can assert the privilege. If the judge agrees that there's a real threat of future prosecution, then you can remain silent. But if the judge says no, then you could be compelled to testify, and if you refuse, you could be held in contempt. So there's a lot to consider.
There is. Yeah, Terry, thanks for breaking that down. I think it's important for everybody to understand. But I should tell you, during her testimony, Harris told the Los Angeles County Deputy District Attorney that there were things she wasn't entirely truthful about in the recorded interview. She testified that she has moved on with her life, but that Megan spread rumors about her taking hush money, something that she denies ever being paid off, and she rebutted all attempts by the DA to press her into saying that she saw Tory Lanez shoot Megan. I'm here with co-host and public defender Brian Buck.
Now, Meg's team absolutely is trying to paint Kelsey as somebody that has taken hush money. Meg's team has also infiltrated Milagro Graham's IG to try to get it shut down for her to not report things on Twitter and IG. We're going to get into that in part 6, but let's get into this.
Well, I want to get your input on this. So this trial really took a turn when Kelsey Harris got on the stand, right?
Yeah, Jesse, Kelsey Harris was supposed to be the prosecution's star witness, and she was anything but. Her testimony left people speculating, was she paid off? She testified to Tory Lanez offering her $1 million for a lawyer, but then she pled the fifth when asked if Tory Lanez threatened her. But how would that answer incriminate her unless it bleeds into what she did in response? So the question becomes, what did Kelsey say or do in response to being threatened by Tory Lanez? Add on top of that, she said that she told investigators back in September statements that were the bedrock of the prosecution's opening statements were now false. But at the end of the day, in this criminal case, it only matters what these 12 jurors think. And so far, I can't imagine they're all on the same page. And if they are, if they're not, that spells reasonable doubt that may lead to a hung jury or not guilty. I don't know if Tory Lanez is innocent or not, but that's not what the jury is deciding. It's deciding if the prosecution has proven their case beyond a reasonable doubt. And that, after Kelsey Harris' testimony, I'm not sure.
Here's a prediction. I think at the end of this, we'll still not know exactly what happened that day. That's my prediction. Brian, great explanation. Thank you so much.
And if we all don't know what happened at the end of the day, then he will not be jailed. He will not be imprisoned. He will not be convicted. He will be let free if this continues because there's too much reasonable doubt. There is entirely too much lies from Meg, too much lies from Kelsey. When Tory gets on the stand, that's going to be interesting if he actually takes the stand. But as it stands right now, after 5 days, 6 days of coverage, very muddy, very convoluted stories from everybody. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. Get my likes up, y'all. We're going to be right back at it in a few hours with day 6 coverage. So this was day 5 coverage. There's a lot going on in day 6. Milagro Graham's also going to speak on what happened, especially with her social media accounts and what's going on with Megan's team trying to shut her down. We also have commentary from the lawyer that was earlier in this clip We have a lot. Let's get it. We out. Yeah.